Parts of your book are poetic, like your description of math as romantic. You relate a story about Albert Einstein, who had heart palpitations on the verge of completing his math on relativity. You say, quote, "Through mathematics, we are given leave to commune with a strange and wondrous cosmos," unquote. Why math? Why equations? How do you reflect that symbols can explain a universe?
Yeah, that is a bit of a mystery. How can these little
Yeah.
squiggles that we scratch out on paper, on blackboards, how can that actually tell us about the world? There's actually a famous paper by Eugene Wigner, a famous physicist, called The Unreasonable Effectiveness of Mathematics in the Physical Sciences. Why is math so good,
Yeah.
right? And one answer to that, I don't know if it's a full answer, but it satisfies me at least to some extent. I consider math to be a language. It's the language that's particularly well suited to encapsulating patterns and using those patterns to predict other members of the pattern, things that will happen subsequently. And what we as human beings do, I view us as pattern recognition machines, biological pattern recognition machines. We look out at the world, and in order to survive, it's very useful to be able to predict what's going to happen next, or at least have a sense of what's around the bend or what's going to happen tomorrow. So through evolution, we've become really good at spotting the patterns. We develop a language called mathematics, which is really good at articulating those patterns. And then our evolved brain goes beyond mere survival and applies the very same template to understand things that don't matter to survival. I mean, it doesn't matter if we understand black holes, right? It doesn't matter if we understand electrons and quarks. We could survive without that. Many people happily live without that knowledge. But our brain is able to go beyond mere survival and apply those techniques to those unfamiliar realms. And because those realms themselves have inbuilt patterns, the universe is lawful. Why that is a good question. I can't really answer that, but it appears that the universe is lawful, which means that the universe does abide by patterns, and math is the very language that we invented for describing those patterns. So that, to me, is where the link comes from.